Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Talking Clocks with Timeless Moments. Before we get into this, I just wanted to apologize. This is going to be the last time you're going to hear my voice in this beautiful quality. Hopefully you can still understand what I'm saying. I promise that I will fix this in future episodes. So sorry about that, but anyways, let's just get into it, shall we?
Courtney's Candles.
Hi, this is Chevy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, nice to hear from you guys.
Okay.
Alright, so are y'all ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, well, hey everyone, welcome here today. We got, Frank and Wilma, is it Belliss? Am I pronouncing
Correct.
that correctly? Yes. From Courtney's Candles and Creations. And, very excited to have you guys on today. Thank you so much for doing this. It means a lot to me and a lot of other clock collectors out there. You guys are legends.
Well, we didn't know that, but we're happy to hear that.
Yeah, but this is something that I have sort of been curious on. How did Courtney's Candles start from the beginning? Like, I mean, not even related to clocks, just has it always been candles? Have you made them?
Well, we do make our own candles and our own reed diffusers and wax melts and other fragrance products. Wilma started making candles on her kitchen stove because one day she always used to go buy votive candles at a local candle store. And she went in to buy some one day, and she picked up a couple of boxes, and the owner said, "No, you can only have one, because I need to save some for my other customers." And she said, "Well, phooey on you. I'll see if I can't go make them myself." And it took about 50 or 60 trial and error tries before she finally got the combination of fragrance and wick and wax correct to work properly. But then she started making candles for herself and for her friends, and she put some on a card table in a craft show for a local charity one time, and at Christmas, and she sold everything she had. She went back to the house and got all the Christmas presents she'd boxed up and wrapped up for other people, and took them back and sold them too, and said, "Well, gee, maybe this is something that'll work."
Wow. That's awesome. I never knew that, honestly. My mom actually has a couple Courtney's Candles, and she loves them. She bought a lot a while ago, back whenever, I was really, really into watching your videos and stuff, which, I mean, it may have been about 10 years ago now, but,
Yeah.
it's, that's awesome. But, and you guys still make them to this day?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We make our own candles, our own fragrance lines, and we sell lots of other brands as well. But yes, we're very much fragrance focused in terms of most of our business.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of other things that we do. Basically, if we find something that fascinates my wife, then we try to sell it and see if it works. That's, for example, how we got into wormies. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what a wormy is.
A wormy? Like a worm?
A wormy.
Oh, warm.
No.
Warm, okay.
Warm.
Yeah.
They're basically stuffed animals that have real lavender in them, and you can put them in the microwave and warm them up, or you can put them in the freezer and use them as a cold bag.
Okay.
But they come in like 200 different sizes and shapes. They're all very cute and cuddly, and we've done really well with wormies as well. So,
I'll have to look into those.
Which is actually how we originally got into rhythm clocks. Wilma saw a time cracker, which I'm sure you know what a time cracker is.
Oh yeah.
In Epcot in Disney World, like 25 years ago, and they had it on. I mean, it was priced outrageously. It was like $600.
Oh my gosh.
And 20 years ago, that was a lot.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
She wanted to take it home. She said, I want it. And I kind of convinced her, look, we'll go back and we'll find them wholesale, and we'll get you one.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went back and we found rhythm clocks in Atlanta, and we called them up and we tried to order some, and they said, well, we're really not, you're really not in the clock business. We're not sure that we want to sell to you. So we waited, and then we went to Atlanta Market the next time, and we just marched up and placed an order, and they sent them to us.
Oh my gosh.
So we had them up in our house, and we had neighbors come over and see them. And back then we used to do craft shows every weekend. And so we put them in our craft show booth, and they started selling really well. And from there it went on and became a significant part of our business. So
that's awesome. Yeah. I never actually, I remember reading a long time ago on your site that like Wilma saw the rhythm clocks and that she loved them, but I didn't know that there was that much to that story. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I feel like, I have to ask, and I mean, you can both answer if you want, if you know, but what would be your favorite clock that you've ever carried? If you can think of one.
Well, it's probably a tie in my mind between there's the original Time Cracker, there's the original Nostalgia, and then there's the clock that's called the Baron, which was actually a mechanical clock that they had made in Germany, and we have one of those on our wall at home.
And that's awesome.
We really like that one.
I love that one too. I was too poor to ever own that one, but that is a work of art. I've seen it in person a couple of times, and I mean, that thing is awesome.
Yeah. So those three are the biggies in my mind.
Yeah. I don't know if I could pick a favorite of mine, but I'm sort of with you on those original clocks because I really miss the popular melodies before they went through the copyright situation.
Yeah, it's too bad that the people that own the copyrights on the songs thought they were being smart guys by jacking the price up, but instead of getting something, now they get nothing.
Exactly.
From the clocks. So sometimes it doesn't pay to be greedy.
Yeah, that whole situation, like, I mean, I was so young, you know what I mean, when it happened, but I remember hearing about it in, I think, 2008 or so, because I was fortunate enough to meet the current president of Rhythm at that time, and he had sort of shared a little bit of information with my parents and I about it, and it was just sort of groundbreaking to hear, like, oh yeah, next year we're probably going to be discontinuing most of our line and replacing it. It's like, what?
Well, in fact, I think they had to destroy a bunch of clocks, which is really sad.
Oh, yeah. I heard rumors. I wasn't sure if it actually happened. So, I mean...
That's what I was told. I don't have any first-hand knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, I trust you on that, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I miss those Beatles songs, too, that they had for a little while. Maybe someday they'll bring that back. I don't know.
Maybe. You never know.
It'd be nice.
If the song people get less greedy, then maybe that can happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But,
yeah.
Yeah. So, with that, I guess, what inspired you to start uploading videos of your clocks to YouTube? Like, what sort of started that? Because you were one of the very first people to ever upload clock videos to YouTube.
It just made sense. I mean, you know, just looking at a picture, and you can show a picture of the clock open and a picture of the clock closed, And sure, you can attach a file that plays the song, but it just made simple sense that putting up a video and YouTube was obviously the right place to do it. And so we set up and we started doing the videos, and then that sold more clocks, and so we did more videos.
Yeah. Got to do what works,
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, if you look back at some of those videos, some of them have hundreds of thousands of views too. It's just insane to see. Like, I wish I could go back and experience watching some of those for the first time. And I know a lot of other clock collectors agree with me, because like those videos, honestly, like I feel like they really started. They got people interested in them, because they could actually see them moving and working and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It, like you said, it's one thing hearing them, but it's another thing seeing them like actually do what they do.
Well, the other thing that's interesting is, after selling them for so long, and of course we put that sticker on the back of all the clocks that we sold, so people can get a hold of us. But we've got people who call us up. They were either the children or, in some cases, the grandchildren of people that bought the clocks originally, and they pass them down as like a family heirloom.
Mm-hmm. And I love that too.
Which something I probably should make sure and put into here is, people need to know that you need to change the batteries once a year, whether you need it or not, because the only thing that will kill these clocks is a battery getting old and leaking battery acid, and it eats up the electronics inside, and then it's dead.
I'm so glad you said that.
So people, change your batteries once a year like you do your smoke detector, whether they need it or not, and your clock will keep going.
Exactly. Like, honestly, I've had people ask me before, like, hey, like, they'll send me a picture, like, hey, do you think this is repairable? And it's like, the battery coil, like, isn't even there anymore, It's like,
exactly.
I don't know.
Well, and you could replace the battery coil, but the problem is if the battery coil has been eaten up, the inside of the clock is probably gone too.
Yeah, because if it follows that wire, like, back to the, like, chip, you're pretty much done for. Yeah.
Yep.
I even say, like, just check them every time you do the time change, like the spring forward, fall back. Here in the States, like, check the time, or I mean, as you're changing the time, check the batteries too. Take them out, test them real quick just to be safe. Make sure that there's no leakage or anything on the bottom.
That must take you a long time.
Oh Lord, don't even get me started. It's so bad. Actually, I was talking before about my friends at Champs. I went down there 2 weeks ago to help them. They have a little chiming event at their shop, and they have over 1,000 clocks in their shop, and they had asked me if I could come help them set these clocks, and I was in charge of all the battery-operated clocks, and I mean, like, it's one thing having 300, and I don't keep batteries in most of them. I sort of switch out the ones I keep batteries in, but, like, whenever they have, like, that many clocks there, like, I was overwhelmed. I'm like, why are they bringing me down 2 weeks in advance before this event? Like, I mean, we should need, like, maybe 3 days total, right? Oh, man, we were working on it right up until, like, the day of. It was crazy. But, yeah.
So you going to start your own museum someday?
Oh, man, I would love to. Honestly, that's one of my goals, is to have a museum someday. Just, like, because, I mean, like, I'm blessed to be in a position sort of similar to how you were, and still are, honestly. As I have a TikTok account where I post videos of my clocks on there, and I have about 90,000 followers on there, and I mean,
wow.
I introduce people to these clocks every day. They've never seen them before, and it's just crazy to me, because, like, I've grown up with these clocks. I know what they do. But there's still other people out there that haven't seen them before. And it's like, it's just a cool feeling to be able to, like, re-gift that feeling that was gifted to me to other people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does indeed.
And I mean, there are plenty of other people out there, like, who have started making their own videos, started collecting and making their own videos because of people like you online that posted theirs back in the day, you know, and that's just what's so like full circle about this for me. I mean, I remember sitting there at my grandma's house, like sitting on her lap in front of the computer, going through your YouTube channel, watching all your different videos and stuff. Like, I think I even said, like, I was talking to somebody about doing this interview the other day, and I was like, heck, I even remember when their daughter graduated because they posted a video about it on their channel.
Yeah.
It's just like,
yeah,
it's
well,
weird.
she and her husband work for us today now.
That's awesome.
And their 4-year-old son likes to come by and help his daddy pack orders by putting popcorn peanuts in and things like that.
That's awesome.
His help actually kind of slows things down a little bit, but his heart's in the right place. He wants to help.
He's training. He's just he's gearing up for the future. That's awesome that you guys have that in the family. You know what I mean? There's not many family businesses like that around anymore.
Well, we're lucky in that regard.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, you have any other like experiences or stories about your business in general? It doesn't even have to be about clocks, just anything that you feel like you want to share.
Well, I think the biggest thing that has contributed to getting us to where we are is we have found things that we really like, if not love, and then we focus on them to where if we find a new product line that we think is interesting or whatever, we will basically dive into it whole hog, and we will carry everything that they've got in the full breadth of the line, and that helps us in terms of being able to make sure that we're satisfying all the folks that are looking for either that brand or that type of product, and lets us basically become an expert in them, which is basically what we did with the rhythm clocks. So, you know, that's a process that has worked well for us in a number of different areas. So
exactly, yeah. Like it's hard to sell something that you don't know anything about, and also that you're not passionate about. Like you have to love something yourself to be able to really sell it. You know what I mean? I feel like, at least, and that's what I've been told before from other people as well.
One of the funny thing about the candle business is some of the fragrances, whether they're ours or other brands that we sell, everybody likes different fragrances, just like we've got a girl that comes in every year and buys a specific candle for her aunt, and she says she can't stand to be around it or smell it, but her aunt loves it. And some other fragrances that are best sellers for brands that we've had for years, Wilma really doesn't care for them, really doesn't like them, but a whole lot of people do. Yeah. So
everyone's different in that way.
Yeah, everyone's different. Well, and again, you can apply the same thing to the clocks. What one person's favorite clock is, somebody else might say, well, that's doesn't really float my boat, but
exactly, yeah. Like some people sort of prefer the Seiko clocks, some people prefer Rhythm brand. You know, it's just sort of, it's apples and oranges, you know, in that way, I guess.
Yeah, I think from our experience, there's a whole lot more Rhythm fans than there are Seikos. And I think part of it is the Rhythm does a lot more with wooden cases and that sort of thing. Yeah. And we like those better. Yeah. But all right. Yeah. Well, it's been really nice talking to you.
Yeah, you guys too.
I wish you a lot of luck with your video and YouTube and TikTok. If they end up banning TikTok, are you going to be able to switch to something else?
Honestly, I'm not too worried about it because YouTube's sort of been my main thing for a while. TikTok was just sort of like a goofy, like it was like midnight the one night and I was up and I was like, why don't I make one? So, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, well,
right.
I really appreciate you guys coming on here. I mean, it means a lot to me, and I know a lot of other people are going to love to hear from you. I did want to ask really quick, are you still selling clocks?
Yes, we are. In fact, what we've had recent discussions with the folks at Rhythm, and what I think we're going to try to do is to put more of their clocks up on our website and sell them to where we won't have to stock them here, but have them ship them.
Oh, okay. So it'll be coming straight from Rhythm then.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So that's something we're getting ready to work on, and hopefully we'll have going in the next few months here.
Yeah, that'll be exciting too. But yeah, well, thank you guys very much for coming on today. I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best. And for everyone watching, Courtney'sCandles.com is the place to be. Go check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We enjoyed talking to you too. Take care now. Bye-bye.
You too. See ya.